Good afternoon. I pray that your Wednesday was filled with spaces and places of joy, of peace, of happiness, that you had an opportunity to enjoy this spring weather wherever you are on this planet. Today I posted something that is near and dear to me. It says it doesn't really matter who you used to be, what matters is who you've become. It doesn't really matter who you used to be, it only matters who you've become. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what's been done to you. That's all in the past. You are not your past. But I wanted to talk about this a little bit because even though you are not your past has contributed to who you are today. Hopefully, if your past was problematic, if you came from a dysfunctional family, if you suffered abuse, if you had your time of wilding out, if you made poor decisions, who you are today has been impacted by your past. And hopefully it has been impacted and has made you wiser, that you have learned from your choices, that you've been able to look at the situations that you encountered in the past and decided to take what you needed from them, and what did not serve you well, you left it back there in the past. Recently, I've been in some conversation and some thought about something that, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do kids get abused? um, why do those things happen? And there is one belief system that says, well, it was all a part of, God preparing you for who God has called you to be now. And I must admit, I kind of struggled with that. I had to sit with that a little bit. And so let me tell you what I believe. And you may have a different belief about this, and I, invite you to share your belief in the comments. But I believe that bad things happen because we live in a world where people do bad things. That we live in a world where evil does exist, where hurting people hurt people, where people abuse people, where people make bad choices, where houses burn down, where people lose their parents when they're young, where racism happens, where hatred happens. We live in a world where evil does exist. And unfortunately, it leaves its ugly mark upon us. I don't believe that God has designed us to be abused. I don't believe it's a part of God's plan for for us to have to experience some of the things that we experience. I believe that that even as evil does what it does, that God or Allah or whatever your belief system, whatever it is that is greater than you, is there with you and is there to help you to heal from it. It is there to help you to grow from it. It is there to help you to take what has happened to you and rise from the ashes like the mythical phoenix bird. If you go on my website, which is carolynharris-hutchinson.com, you'll see that my brand in the middle of my name is a phoenix, because I believe that through all the stuff that I went through growing up, that my spirit, that part of me where God resides, still rose from the ashes of all that stuff, and it rose in a wonderful thing and has allowed me, and rose and created and allowed me to be the person that I am today. And am I perfect? No, not by any means, but I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And guess what? so are you. A lot of times, people, we get stuck in our past. We get stuck in what has happened to us, and we allow it to define us. We get stuck in the bad choices that we made, and we decide that that's all that there is to us. But guess what? Healing and restoration is available anytime you want it. You don't have to stay stuck. You are not your past. You are not your past. You are whoever it is that you have purpose to be, who has made the decision to live and to live fully and to live abundantly and has made the decision to enjoy all that life has to offer. Some of us are missing so much of the goodness of life because we're so focused on what had happened. So many people said to me, if you understood what happened to me, you'd understand this is why I am. No, I understand when you tell me what happened to you, but what I know is you don't have to stay stuck there. So I invite you, if this message speaks to you, I invite you to choose life. I invite you to choose freedom. I invite you to choose growth. I invite you to think about the possibilities of what you can have simply if you decide first and foremost to leave the past in the past, to leave what no longer is serving you, and only keep that which is inspiring you and encouraging you to be all that you've been created to be. I love you all. And one small caveat, which has absolutely nothing to do with this message, someone inboxed me or wrote me and said, and asked me if I could do something to talk about what happens when someone continually disrespects the boundaries or breaks the boundaries that you have set. And my quick answer is continue to set those boundaries. Continue to hold firm with those boundaries. And if someone is continuing to keep pushing against your boundaries, continuing to push against them, then it might be time to rethink that. And so what I am planning on doing is doing a longer conversation about this, but I just want to touch on it just a little bit. For everyone else, please have a wonderful, my prayer for you is that you have a wonderful Thursday and that you walk fully in who you have been created to be, and let your past be your past. Leave behind what no longer serves you and do that intentionally. Love you. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.